Hello guys, welcome back to S3D, and this is a very special episode. I think this is the first of probably many episodes that I'll be doing. We're gonna call this series Plasticizer Inspector. So these are videos sponsored by my viewers in Malaysia. People who are always asking me to buy them these domestic action figures. Because they are convinced, after watching like a year of me whining about plasticizers, I think they're kind of concerned about their health on these products. And they want to know, because recently, obviously they collect Hasbro products. They've been telling me that Hasbro been changing the material, the plastic that they're using on the action figures. Because maybe they're listening to YouTubers. You freaking tubers. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I'm not buying that I'm not buying it. I don't believe it. But we'll see. But just by looking at this figure, I feel like they are maybe doing something about, the plasticizer situation. Because, obviously they're the biggest company right now selling the most action figures on the market. I think they pretty much have the market corner with their Marvel Legends, their Power Ranger Lightning collection, with their G.I. Joe classifieds. I think most people who are going to stores to be buying these 6-inch action figures, are giving their money to this company. So, yeah, I think they have a big responsibility to keep the consumer safe, especially on products that are non-essential, right? Their CEO, Brian Goldner, passed away in October 2021 due to prostate cancer, a cancer that is linked to exposure to phthalates, plasticizers, endocrine disruptors. That's factual information. It's linked. I'm not saying this his lifestyle caused him to, there's a very, I don't know how he lived his life. I don't know his lifestyle. So I can't say 100% that, he's always been exposed to, plasticizers, because obviously he's a CEO of a toy company, right? But, I guess it's people can draw personal assumptions. We're all entitled to our own assumptions. It's just a lot of times, almost all the time, that personal assumptions are usually wrong because we don't have all the information. But yeah, if you're someone who, who's a CEO of a toy company, who are known, whose product always contains a lot of plasticizers, people can see things in a certain perspective. So yeah, it's very sad. He's only 58 years old, so that's something very concerning. And a lot of my customers were like, okay, you know what, if this stuff contains so much plasticizers, maybe we should all just stop collecting it, right? This is not the worst thing Hasbro have done. I know a lot of people complain about their whole one figure per pack situation, where they like to put the figure that everybody wants in one box, just one in a box, and then all the other ones, the less popular figures, there's 2 or 3 of them, right? To force people to, especially if you're a seller, you're forced to buy a whole bunch of stuff that people aren't gonna buy. So you just end up with a whole bunch of dead inventory. That's also a problem. I think that's very predatory, but that have nothing to do with this video. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this figure. This is the Marvel Shadowcat from the X-Men Age of Apocalypse series. So first off, we're going to talk about this Build-A-Figure part. And I can tell you, besides the accessories, the shoulder pauldron and the belt, this entire torso here is actually rock hard. So that means very little plasticizers has been used. In fact, yeah, there's almost no flex to it. It could be made of ABS plastic. I think it's possible that these parts are made from ABS plastic, but I'm not 100% sure. The only thing I'm 100% certain are these flexible parts. These are plasticized PVC. So yeah. Okay, so I definitely give them credit on that. I have not seen a lot of the Build-A-Figures from the past, so I don't know if all of them are like this. Maybe most of the Build-A-Figures are just made this way. But so yeah, I can't really comment on the Build-A-Figures because I don't own any Build-A-Figures from Hasbro. I don't collect Hasbro products. I just sell them. So anyway, let's go ahead and focus our attention on this female figures, because usually the female figures are the one that are like just super gummy. I think recently I took a look at one. Which one was that? The G.I. Joe Classified Lady J. Her arms are very flexible. Like, obviously if you watch other YouTube reviewers, they're going to tell you, oh, it's very rubbery plastic. No, it's just flexible. There's no rubber in any of these products. These are just straight up plasticized PVC. So anyway, we're going to start from the feet. The feet, like all these parts have a certain amount of flex to them. That means, there are plasticizers being used in the plastic. It's just not a lot. So yeah, it's definitely a lot better than what we've seen before. Because before I've seen like figures like the X-Men Retro Dazzler, her entire legs are just gummy as hell. Like literally, it's like just super flexible. It feels like how would you say it? Like a rubber hose. Yeah. But again, I'm using that word. That's not. There's no rubber in it. It just feels like something that's super flexible, like a flexible hose. So, yeah, this one is definitely a lot more solid. There's flex, but not enough flex to make it weird. Like gummy and shit like that. So this is definitely good. Like she can actually stand. And the leg doesn't look like it's bowing or anything. Yeah. So they definitely use less plasticizers, I guess. And the torso is actually super hard. That means very little to no plasticizer might be used for this torso. I think it actually might just be molded in this plastic. So that's definitely good. Obviously, the belt, they don't have any choice. They have to make the belt out of plasticizers. So yeah, that's flexible. Upper torso is actually flexible. I can feel it just by squeezing it. So yeah, plasticizer is definitely used for the upper torso. The arms, yeah, there's a little bit of flex to it, but I think for the most part, it's definitely a step above what they had before. Even the G.I. Joe Classified figures, I think did I review that Scarlet figure? I did a custom on the Scarlet figure, and that one feels like, the legs are gummy too. The legs are pretty gummy. This one is actually better than what I expect from a Hasbro figure. So these are actually pretty hard. Obviously, it's not like hard like the McFarlane toy figures, like the Spawn figure. His body is so hard when I was like pushing on it, it hurts my hand. So I definitely need to give credit to McFarlane Toys for, using very little plasticizers on their figures. That's definitely a good sign. The one company I really have a problem with right now is Wicked Cool Toys, also known as Jazzware. I mean, look at all their Spartan collection. Like, all the figures are super gummy as hell. Oh, the most recent figure that I reviewed was I did a comparison, the 1/18 scale, with the Joy Toy figure and the Hasbro Marvel Universe, the 3 3/4 scale figure. The Joy Toy ones, even though I can smell the plasticizer migration because the figure was sealed in the box, like it's double sealed. You got the plastic sealed inside, and then you got the plastic wrap. So like the plasticizers have nowhere to go, and that figure just completely smells like plasticizer migration. But that whole thing was solid, even though the whole figure is made from plasticized PVC. While the Hasbro figure, the Marvel Universe figure from 2011, is gummy as hell. Like the legs are super gummy, the arms, everything about it is super gummy. It's freaking terrible. So yeah, I think they are actually making an effort to make these figures less, maybe use less plasticizers in them. Just enough to be flexible, but not enough to be, ridiculous. Obviously, I don't know if they watch my videos at all. I don't think anyone actually watch any of my videos at all. Apparently, someone tried to threaten me with a lawsuit about making those plasticizer videos. And my lawyer told me, hey, you know what? If you don't want to constantly fighting those frivolous lawsuits, you should probably get rid of those videos. So I did. I don't have time to deal with bullshit lawsuits, so I deleted all those videos. But I'm still going to talk about it. And when I have enough funding or enough backing, I will continue that series because I'm actually very serious about plasticizers. I think people have the right to know about the dangers of plasticizers, and it's not false information. It's not like fake news or anything. I mean, obviously, you guys heard about the passing of Brian Goldner, the Hasbro's CEO, who passed away from prostate cancer. And prostate cancer is a cancer that's linked to exposure to endocrine disruptors. Endocrine disruptors are obviously stuff like phthalates, which are common in plasticizers. So I mean, if you put the link together, you can see. I don't know how much. I mean, even he's the CEO of a toy company. Okay, so that means he must have become exposed to these kind of products, because his company creates products that obviously contains a lot of plasticizers in them. So, but I don't know how he lived his life. I don't know his lifestyle and how how he become exposed to all these chemicals to cause him to develop prostate cancer. I know my own dad developed prostate cancer, and he worked in the auto industry. He works with a lot of interior parts, like the trims in the cars. He does like a lot of customizations, and he developed prostate cancer by being, exposed to all these like vinyl products that have been plasticized. For decades, actually, he did it for like more. I think around 2 decades. So yeah, he developed prostate cancer around his early 60s. I think that's around the time when most people like develop prostate cancer. But I think Brian Goldner probably developed it in the last couple years because he passed away at age 58. So he's been fighting the cancer for a while. And surprisingly, I didn't even know about it until someone posted information on the internet. I was like, well, he have cancer. I didn't know what kind of cancer he died from. It could be like, leukemia or like, other brain cancer that have nothing to do with plasticizers. But it was prostate cancer. So that's definitely something very concerning. And a lot of my viewers, obviously you guys are influenced by my videos, and that's why people ask for this video, the inspection video. And I can tell you, yeah, I think they are making, their products less plasticized as before. You can see, like, these claw parts are like very flexible. Obviously, they're plasticized, but you can see the center part of this gauntlet. This is actually really hard. So that means less plasticizers are being used on these products. And usually, I pick a female figure is because Hasbro don't give a shit about the female figures. Usually, when it comes to the female figures, they're the one with like the least amount of sculpt, the least amount of articulation, the least amount of paint, and yeah, they just like they go to town with the plasticizers on the female figures. Like the whole entire leg is like super gummy, flexible. Everything is half-ass, and it's like one color with no sculpt, and that's it. And then throw it out there, and people buy it. I mean, you look at this Shadowcat figure, right? I mean, it's a good-looking figure. I'm sure they have new sculpting detail done, but like below her upper torso, just look at this. There's no paint whatsoever. Like below like the upper torso. The belt is a separate piece. Okay, if you take off the belt, there's an X-Men logo right here. You cover that. Look at it. There's absolutely no painted detail other than the print right there. That means minimum effort is made on this product line. There's no paint on the forearm. This thing is molded from that plastic. There's paint on the hands, which are done okay. Very half-assed. Yeah, look at it. No paint on the gauntlet whatsoever. All the paint is up here. It's just, yeah, the chest piece. I think this is actually molded in the skin color, and then they paint the metallics over it because you can see like the skin tone peeping through on the bottom, and then they painted the neck color and they painted this red part. That's it. So yeah, very little effort are made on these female figures. So I think it's a good choice to use a female figure for this demonstration or this inspection. I think most of the figure just made really cheaply, but yeah, it's definitely nice that they are making using less plasticizers on their figures. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for this video. I don't know. It's just this line. Maybe hopefully they go forward with this and stop using less plasticizers on their products for consumer safety. Because seriously, dude, I don't think people should get sick from non-essential goods, and these are non-essential goods. So like that's definitely going to be a problem when you have all these non-essential goods out there that can be linked to cancer and stuff like that. Anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys find the information helpful. Hopefully this will answer some of your questions about these products. I mean, honestly, if people don't want to buy these anymore, I don't have any problem not buying these for my customers, because I mean, this business brings in some money sometimes, but for the most part, it's not really worth doing, because sometimes I get like stuff stolen overseas, and then I have to wait for the insurance company to go through so I can get coverage for like the lost packages. They range to several $100s, because I wait for all the stuff to come in, and then I ship them out one big package. So yeah, people decided they don't want to collect these anymore. I don't have any problem not buying these anymore or go look for them anymore. You guys can still buy the stuff through my affiliates like Jason and I guess my local comic shop. They're willing to send stuff overseas if you're willing to pay for it. So anyway, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys find the information helpful, and thanks for watching.